Migrants are actually every culture, every race, every color. And it looks like the Chinese community or the Asian community is also getting detained, booked up, and deported. Let's tune into the video, see what's going on out here in these streets.
All right, when we talk about illegal immigration, a lot of people assume all those illegal immigrants are from Latin America, but that's not the case. Illegal immigrants are actually from all over the world, including China. Encounters with Chinese nationals coming here illegally grew by 5,000% just from 2021 to last year. That's more than a blip, it's a trend. And it's playing out all over the country, including in Florida, where Chinese migrants are being smuggled into the state. For the second time this month, police stopped vans carrying migrants in Coral Gables, a wealthy Miami suburb, and 26 Chinese nationals and 2 smugglers were arrested. Are these simply desperate individuals looking for a better life, or are they potentially spies or saboteurs sent as agents of the Chinese Communist Party? Joining us now is senior national correspondent Brian Enton with more details on the Florida arrest. Do we have any idea where all these
I
Chinese
think
migrants
that's
are
a
coming from
stretch,
and
man.
why?
I think that part is a stretch, but everybody's got their conspiracy theories, to be honest with you. And we don't really know. We don't really know. I know, and I have a lot of Asian friends. I have a lot of Chinese friends, and not once have they ever spoken to me about no, they here for some top secret uh Chinese movement that they doing in China. Nah, it's never been like that. It's always been love. It's always been love. It's always been, you know, kosher. Like, they don't give no trouble. They go to school. They learn. They very smart. They make a lot of money. They make massive amount of money, and they're running it up. Honestly, they're running it up. They're outworking Americans. They're outworking um other cultures. Like, they're top of tier when they usually come here. Honestly.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out, Elizabeth, and ISIS too, where they're coming from and where they're going. It's very interesting what's been happening here in Coral Gables, though, because as you mentioned, this is a very fancy, wealthy part of Miami. You've got the Biltmore Hotel, the Vizcaya Estate isn't far from here. These houses behind me are tens of millions of dollars. And now, for the second time in 2 weeks, there were these white vans pulled over here in the neighborhoods of Coral Gables, and inside them were dozens and dozens of Chinese migrants and also smugglers. They were stopped yesterday, and then 2 weeks before that, very, very similar, another white van. The police chief here says they believe that these migrants were dropped off somewhere in the area along the water, along the Atlantic Ocean here. And it's interesting when you dig into it, there's this issue with the Caribbean right now, Elizabeth. China is buying up thousands and thousands of acres of land in the Caribbean, places like Antigua, the Bahamas. It's being called America's third border, and we're told that's a place where these Chinese migrants stop on their way to Florida. We spoke with Congressman John Molinar. He is the chairman of the Select Committee of the CCP. He is aware of this. Listen to what he told us, Elizabeth.
In the case of the Chinese, you don't know the affiliation with the Chinese Communist Party, and that's the concern, because the Chinese Communist Party will leverage Chinese nationals to do things that are nefarious and against the interests of the United States.
Listen, man, if I ever had the opportunity to go to China, I would take it. I would take it, man, because there's no telling what it's like over there. No disrespect to what they got going on in the United States of America, because I believe that the U.S. is top tier. But I believe China is also up there. Honestly, they're very, very smart. Their culture is much different than our culture. They're respected. They respect each other. Their crime is not egregious. They believe in something over there. I think that honestly, they look really good. They look really good. Their leader is respected. He's not feared. I mean, some people in America might have their opinions about him, but in China, it seems like they love him. Or some of them might not, and that's could be also the reason why they have thousands of migrants. China was one of the biggest groups of people that came to the United States within the last 4 years. It's been recorded. They are the fastest. They were the fastest moving culture that was coming over to the United States of America, especially on the border. Now I know we're seeing a lot of not Asian. We're seeing a lot of Latin Americans. We're seeing a lot of Spanish people get arrested. They're talking about Venezuela and their gangs, but to be honest, the Chinese, they're coming in here silently and they're killing it. They're really killing it. Indians coming in here silently, killing it too. But the one thing about them, they don't get into the egregious gang wars, and you're not going to hear about Chinese men doing killings and all types of weirdo stuff that you hear the other groups doing. You'll hear something about maybe gambling or sex trafficking from them. That's their type of crime that they get into. But I'm not even surprised that they're going after Asian cultures as well. I'm not surprised. They're going after everyone, it looks like.
And an interesting twist here in Coral Gables, Elizabeth, is it's actually neighbors who have been tipping off authorities. They've been calling 911. And in the recent case, a neighbor actually thought there was a kidnapping happening, saw them moving these Chinese migrants from a car into the white van right on the street, called the police, said, "I think I see a kidnapping." Police come out and realize that it's this smuggling operation.
Yeah,
Elizabeth?
and Brian, it's not just Florida. We've seen video of Chinese migrants walking across the border in California as well from Mexico.
Absolutely.
It's unclear how many of these people are trying to escape the Communist Party in China and how many of these people might be working on behalf of the Communist Party in China.
That's a fact.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't know the answer. You heard the congressman there say the concern is if some of them are working on behalf of the CCP, and then where are they going in the country? Remember, we did the story in Oklahoma. You've got the illegal Chinese pot grow houses there. I mean, there's all sorts of little issues happening all over the country where these people are funneled out to. In terms of this Florida group, where they were going, all that's under investigation.
All right, so we've now traced them from farms in remote and rural Oklahoma to fancy schmancy neighborhoods in Coral Gables, Florida. Brian Enton, who knows where they'll turn up next. Thank you so much.
Listen, those rich people are like, "Hey, officer, I think I see a kidnapping. I'm scared for my life. Be here immediately." And they came. They came and they realized, wait, they got a whole nother issue. We got smugglers in here. We got Chinese smugglers. That's crazy. That's crazy to say. That's crazy. I never thought we'd be here in 2025. Honestly, the amount of content that I'm going to be getting just because Trump is president, I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. Like, some people are going to suffer from this. Honestly, some people are going to suffer. And I feel extremely bad for those that are really actually good people and genuinely they're going to be suffering from this. I do feel bad for them. But also, they signed up for it. They signed up for it. Let me know y'all thoughts about this down in the comments below. I'd really like to know your thoughts. As you can see, it's not just the Spanish community that is being iced. It is also the Asian community. It is also the Black community. And it is also some of European communities as well. Nobody is safe if they ain't got their papers and if they doing this the illegal way. It's just the honest truth. So, yeah, hit that like button on y'all way out. Hit that subscribe button if y'all are new. And thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it, man. Until next time, it's your boy Dgotsauce. Peace.